Well, hello, Steiff super fans. I am contacting you from a warm and obviously humid location, but with wonderful and exciting things to share today. I was so fortunate to get a notification from a woman that I met like 10 years ago when we talked about Steiff over a decade ago, and she remembered me and what we do and how we share the Steiff love with the Steiff community. And she said she has come across something fabulous that she would like me to work with her on. And as such, I'm going to share that with you. So, what this basically is a toy chest from the turn of last century of all Steiff items. I know it's hard to believe that such a thing exists, but basically it does in this box, which was mailed to me just yesterday. And so let's get started and see what's wonderful inside of it. So opening the box, there's some paperwork and such, but let's get right down to some of the exciting things. Okay, first item, wrapped beautifully in tissue. Oh, well, you don't see these very often. Okay, so I've only handled one of these in my entire life. Do you see what this is? This is a velvet Steiff Dachshund. It's actually a clothes brush. And so what this was is if you had like lint or crumbs on your person after a meal, or I don't know, after grooming a dog maybe and had dog hair on you, you would use this brush to get those crumbs off of you. And dachshunds were really, really popular with Steiff at the turn of last century. Richard Steiff had a dachshund, and so they appeared frequently throughout the line. And this is a wonderful novelty of a dachshund. His feet are only sort of two-dimensional, and his little tail, which is still attached. Got a couple of little issues here, but who wouldn't if you were made at the turn of last century and made to work? And you can see his beautiful eyes and embroidered mouth. But this is called a dachshund brush. And Steiff made a couple of these and other animal designs that were long and thin for brushing crumbs. So not crummy. Wonderful, wonderful novelty. See, promised you good stuff. So far, so good. We deliver. Okay, next up. Opening the lovely tissue. Okay, this is an incredible rarity that was in the line from the very late 20s to the very early 30s. So let me share this with you. What we have here is not Peter Rabbit, but Jack Rabbit. And this character was very, very popular in the late 20s and early 30s in children's books by an author named, I think, Dave Corey. And so this is Jack Rabbit, and he's got wonderful detailing. His clothing is integral to him, except one thing which is missing, which we'll discuss. So that's why he's still so nicely dressed. He used to have shoes, but those shoes have been lost to time. He prefers walking barefoot, but he has his velvet pants, velvet jacket. Even his belt is original, buttons. His silk tie is original. It's kind of fallen apart. That happens. It's called melting. Silk melts over time, but you can see lovely Jack, and he came in two sizes. I think it was like 22 and 28, and that's measured without the ears, as Steiff superfans know. And I think this is the smaller version. He's got giant, oversized glass pupil eyes, as you would see in wonderful creations and novelties of the 20s. He's got his little button, velvet lined ears. I believe he's head jointed. He is, and arm jointed. And he's just fabulous. I have never personally handled one of these for a client, and I'm delighted to have the opportunity to share this Jack, although he's had better days, haven't we all? But still a lovely example of an extraordinary rarity. All right. All righty. So how's that for novelties? Okay. Now we're going to take a look at how wonderful. This is teeny tiny. This is going to call to doll lovers everywhere. Oh my goodness. Okay, so what we have here is a teeny, teeny, tiny. Now he's made out of felt, which means he's super early. This is probably a pointer, given his coloration and detailing. He's got his felt ears. And does he have a button? He does not, but he has an indication of a button. So he's as early as, 1904, 1905-ish, something like that. He's got his wonderful original collar and his bell, which is sealed with a little sequin, so I know that's original to him. Super adorable. And look, he comes with a card, a Merry Christmas to Bess somebody for your Christmas tree. So this was probably intended as an ornament. And these did come on strings in the early turn of last century. So it might have been intended as an ornament and actually used as one at some point in his life. He's in really nice condition. His tail is still attached. You can see all his seams. The coloring is lovely. Teeny tiny glass little bead eyes. So cute. This is my hand. This is the pointer. Super cute. Doesn't get cuter than that. All right. Next, I'm going to move some of this tissue out of the way. Okay. And now we have somebody who's jingling. Love it. Oh, how sweet. Oh, how beautiful. Okay, let's see. All right, so what we have here is a little, very early Pomeranian. And look how sweet he is. He's so white with great, great mohair coverage. And he's wearing a bell and such. I don't think these are original to him. These little guys were produced from really the turn of last century up until I think even the 30s. They were very, very popular. It's a wonderful design. Isn't he a little grumpy? I don't know why he's grumpy. Probably because he's been in a box for a week or two. Anyway, he's super clean. He's super white and in wonderful, wonderful condition. I don't think this is original to him, but it might have been put on by a previous owner because the ribbon doesn't say the word Steiff on it. And I don't believe they came with bells. I know they came with red pom-pom collars because they were the dogs of royalty. So this is a lovely, lovely and early Pomeranian. Cute. He has indication of his buttons, so he's at least 1904, 1905, something like that, but very early and in super lovely condition. Righty. Isn't this amazing? It is like a toy box from the turn of last century. Okay. Now here's something we all can agree on is just fabulous. What we have here is a baby rooster. Look how cute he is. There's a couple things that I just love about these guys. First of all, you know it's a rooster because it's got the long green tail and sort of a big, big comb and wattle. Look at that face. It just doesn't get cuter than that. So these also have these wonderful legs. Can you see they're metal wrapped in wire to form their chicken legs? Literally has a, a rooster legs, poultry legs. Wonderful. And if you remember, Steiff started out in the felt business per se. So this is a wonderful example of cutting and using felt to create texture and color and movement and life on this itty bitty, lovely little guy. I'm looking for a button and I don't see one. Sometimes they are in the wattle or the comb on the larger items, but he's not. There's a couple little things on him that suggest it might have been in his coat, but I'm not sure. But nonetheless, wonderful, adorable, a fabulous, fabulous size. Imagine this with a doll. So beautiful and such great coloring. Okay, so there's a rooster for you. And oh, how lovely. Okay. So this must be his girlfriend. So here we have a hen skittle. Now, what's interesting about this is you know it's a girl because it's got the shorter, this is the boy, rooster, this is the hen. So even though it's got lovely coloring, but she also has a lovely, teeny, tiny little face. She's also in these wonderful colors and cut felt that's been sort of pinked. You can see underneath her main color is orange. Isn't she lovely? And I believe this is a skittle, one of the pins that would have used in a set of 9 or 10 of these kind of early bowling devices. And you can see she also has the metal wrap legs and her feet are attached to the pin, the base, with little nails and look sort of like toenails. It's actually adorable, wonderful. And the kingpin for this probably was a rooster, a little bit taller on a base, and sometimes the kingpins had crowns and coats and such. But this is just one of the pins, and it's really in lovely condition for being really from the very early turn of last century, if not earlier. So I think that's it. Let me do one more inspection. Oh, I'm wrong. Again, getting more common. One more item. What we have here is oh lovely. Okay. Also from the early turn of last century, we have a hen egg cozy with the teeth. This button is so tiny, it's like, I don't know, 2 millimeters, 3 millimeters. It says Steiff on it. And this lovely hen. It's interesting they use this pinking on the bottom to look like feathers, but also finish it really nicely. Black eyes, backed in felt, some airbrushing, and lovely comb and such. And what you do is you would make your beloved breakfast and pop this on top to keep the egg warm until everyone arrived around the table for breakfast or brunch. All right, well, that's truly it. What a wonderful, wonderful, truly early turn of last century collection of goodies and treats. So I love this little guy with his tag. Please, if you buy this, keep the tag with it. It's wonderful. Oh, provenance. Okay, that guy. And of course, the brush. It's only the second one I've ever handled. Crazy. Wonderful. And Mr. Rabbit hopping down the bunny trail. Anyway, that's what I have for you. I don't know. Could it get better than this? I don't think so, but we'll try. So thank you so much for tuning in and putting up with my big hair and long lecture, but I hope you learned something and I hope something caught your eye. I'm going to put these guys up on the store in the next day or two. So Teddy hugs, stay warm, stay cool, wherever you need to do, and we'll talk soon. Bye for now.